All right, so welcome everybody. I am so glad to see you all here for our final spring learning workshop hosted by your Khan Academy team. I'm Frances. I'm one of the district success managers that supports district and school leaders with their implementations of Khan Academy and Khanmigo, and I'll be hosting today's session. Today, we're going to take time to celebrate learning, reflect on implementation, and discuss ideas for next steps as we unbelievably start our summers and our back to school planning. So, just to kind of get us started with a fun mood meter using the Conmigo scale of emotions, considering how fast and furious the end of the school year is approaching us. How are you all feeling today, this afternoon? Seven. Oh, yes. I'm not surprised to see sevens and eights, considering the time of year that we have today. So yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Hopefully this gave some of you a laugh. All right, so let's dive right in with student learning. So some celebrations. This year, Khan Academy we had, thanks to all of you and all of our district partners, we had almost 100,000 students learning on Khan Academy in our California and Arizona district partners. So yay, celebrations to that. And even more to celebrate, close to 20,000 of those students reached one of our efficacy goals. So our efficacy goals are at least 18 hours or more of learning time on the platform and or 60 or more skills to proficiency. So our efficacy studies have shown that students that are able to reach one of those goals actually show improvement and accelerated learning by at least 30%. So that is why we always try to encourage and motivate that as a metric, and really, celebrate that. This is especially exciting considering that most of our Arizona partners joined us midway through the year, due to that state partnership. So I cannot wait to see what these numbers look like next year. So now I'd love to give you guys a few minutes to look at your data. If you could please go to your admin dashboard, and that way we can explore the overview data homepage that you have, as well as dig into a couple of the reports, specifically the activation report, and then one of the progress reports, or both if you have time, the progress by course or progress by teacher. That way you guys can identify a school or a teacher you're going to want to celebrate during our next activity, well, where we'll be on a Canva whiteboard. So when you're looking at your home dashboard, you're going to see some high level overview data that you can quickly scan. And then from there, you can move over to your activation report. And on this report, I'd love for you to pay close attention to that last column where it says students started an activity, because that's going to give you the percentage of students that did something on the platform for by school. Our goal is to see that number be at least 65%. So maybe you'll be able to find some shining stars using this report. And then the other report that I encourage you to look at is the progress by course or the progress by teacher if you want to look at it at the teacher level. When you're in the progress reports, make sure that you're checking here where it says only show active students. That way you're seeing the data for students that have been actively using the program. And then you can go ahead and customize by date range. You can look at all schools or you can select specific schools. You can look by all grades or you can select specific grades. And if you want to focus on a particular subject, you're also able to filter by subject. So, if you guys, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys 5 minutes to explore so that we can come back and then I'm going to give you the link to our Canva whiteboard where you'll be able to share out some celebrations that you found during your data dig. If you have any questions, please feel free to come off mute or put them in the chat. About 2 more minutes. If you could guys give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go on to the next section, or if you'd like a little bit more time, just let me know. You guys, okay, it looks like you guys are good. Awesome. All right, so I'm putting the link in the chat for a Canva whiteboard where you'll be able to add any celebrations that you want to highlight from your district based on some of that data that you just got to look at. Also, if you have any strategies or any ideas that have been effective that you guys have done, if you could add those to the purple column. And then if there's any challenges that you've faced, or maybe you're still working through and you'd like some ideas and support for that, go ahead and put that on the orange column. And then just a couple of tips in case you are not as familiar with Canva. If you press the S, it should create a new sticky for you, or you can go to the Elements tab on the left, and that'll also let you create new stickies. And then you can zoom in and out at the bottom if you need to make it bigger or smaller so you can see what you're doing better. If you have any issues or questions, just let me know. But I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to interact and play with the Canva whiteboard and put your thoughts. I'm on mute. If you want to go ahead and wrap up your thoughts, we'll come back together. And also, I know what district Sarah is in. Chris and John, if you could put your districts either in the chat or one of your stickies, because I want to make sure we follow up on whoever your DSM is can follow up on the orange column. Awesome. All right, I'm going to go ahead and switch us back to the presentation. And I'd love for you to take a moment to explore the board, see what your colleagues shared on the in the different columns. And then if you could in the chat or take yourself off mute, just share out any takeaways from either your own data dig or from something that one of your colleagues shared.
This is Jonna. I was looking at what Sarah had written in the ideas or strategies about creating a crosswalk with Khan and district science courses. I
Mm-hmm.
like that. The Khanmigo is what is the best part for me because I'm secondary ELA curriculum coach
Mm-hmm.
and love that writing platform.
Mm-hmm.
I was just reading an article today about uh, the percentage of students in high school and college that cheat. And this is a really good tool for teaching some some academic honesty.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. And we actually just recently added some additional features, um, specific to like AP writing, also being able to allow students to copy and paste their own drafts and be able to interact with just the revision and feedback piece. That piece, I do caution you, doesn't have that originality flag because students would be like already pasting their pre-written drafts. Only if they write the draft using Khanmigo from start to finish can Khanmigo provide those flags. But that is there now also available for students because we want to be able to really show and support our social studies teachers as well, especially with some of those like DBQs and LEQs and etc. So not just with that ELA lens, but how can we support writing across content areas with Writing Coach? So thank you, Jonna. Anybody else? Let me see if there's anything in the chat here. Okay, Scottsdale, perfect. Um, yes, and those crosswalks, we're gonna talk a little bit about some ideas to be thinking about as we're thinking for back to school planning. And I'll talk a little bit more about how the curriculum teams and how we as district success managers and professional learning specialists can support you in some of that work. So let's get to that. But before we get to that, I'm going to actually talk about celebrations. So hopefully you were able to find some highlights either at the school level or at the teacher level or maybe at the course level, that you want to go ahead and showcase and highlight. So I want to make sure that everybody knows about our printable engagement resources. So if you go to your uh, to your dashboard, you should see like if you go under your name and under teacher dashboard, you should see this Kamigo tools, classes, students, resources. So you would want to click on this resources tab, and then you would want to click on printables and then scroll down to the section that says engagement principles. And two specifically that I want to point out for you as leaders is the certificate and the Instagram post. There's a number of editable templates there that you can use and leverage to give to your teachers. And then you can use Khanmigo and Khanmigo's chat with GPT and ask Khanmigo for ideas. So, for example, I asked Khanmigo here, give me 5 award names to give out to schools, principals, and at the school principal teacher level, related to a successful Khan Academy and Khanmigo implementation. Khanmigo gave me some ideas. I also, interacted and asked Kamigo, what are some ideas of how I can celebrate? What are some ways that I can celebrate my principals? What are some ways that I can celebrate my teachers in my schools, for successfully using Khan Academy and Kamigo? And it gave me a number of really great ideas. So just as a reminder, that chat with GPT function is embedded into those teacher tools, and you as leaders can leverage that to help you with ideas on how to celebrate those successes that are happening across your schools. And then, in addition to that, here are some actionable ideas and things to uh, kind of have you noodle on as you're thinking and as end of year wraps up and you start thinking about back to school 25, 26. I want to remind all of you that you are always able to schedule summer professional learning if that is something that your district offers. We're happy to support that for leaders and or teachers. You can also schedule time with your district success manager to work on any and all things implementation planning, including planning, for example, a summer learning competition or things like integrating Khan Academy into pacing guides, doing those crosswalks, any of those sort of curricular type alignments, we are happy to partner with you and help support that. So if you have any ideas or any sort of challenges and you want to brainstorm and have a thought partner to think through some of those, remember that that is what your district success manager is there for, so don't hesitate to reach out. Any questions about any of these recommendations or suggestions, or any additional ideas that anybody would like to share? All right, excellent. I've linked for you here our Summer Streaks Success Guide. So if you are, for example, interested in maybe doing some of those summer competitions, either on site if you're offering a structured summer learning program, or maybe you're not and you want to be able to give parents and students an option of something that they can do over the summer, we have curated a Summer Streak Success Guide for you with different resources, including parent letters and templates and things that you can use to help you think through what that could look like. So that is a resource that you'll receive as part of this workshop. All right. Well, once again, you have a team behind you. I'm Frances, one of the district success managers. Victoria is my colleague who supports our other Arizona and California districts. Jennifer and India are the professional learning specialists that support Arizona and California. And like I said, we are excited and eager to continue working with you as we plan for back to school.